Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Philip Hodgetts. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Lumberjack System, which means that I get to take credit for everything that Greg does. Lumberjack System, in case you're not familiar, was originally a real-time logging tool for Final Cut Pro 10. It came out of a reality TV show that I was trying to produce in 2011 and discovered that the only way I could get any sleep was to log it as we shot it. Thinking that there was probably a tool already, I went looking and discovered there was no tool for non-scripted television or non-scripted production, so we built one, and that became Lumberjack. It's called Lumberjack because Lumberjack is a logger, and then we also built a desktop application called Lumberyard because that joins together the logs that you take in real time and also the material from Final Cut Pro via XML. So a Lumberyard is where logs get processed. So Lumberjack System has got the metaphor is continuing, and I will continue it today even further. Lumberjack is a subscription. Everything that we do is included in the subscription with very few exceptions. I am almost emotional today to preview for you Lumberjack's newest application, and that is Lumberjack Builder. As I said, once you've got you start with the logging, you process it in the Lumberyard, and now you build something with it. And so the whole idea is to make it easier to get to a point where you do the work that a video editor is designed to do, is make something wonderful. The organizing part of it, less so glamorous. Builder is a brand new editing application we felt was necessary. It builds on the work we did in 2010, an application we created for Final Cut Pro Classic called Predit. Predit was pre-edit or predator, depending on how you wanted to interpret that. The timing was incredibly bad. We released it late in 2010, and then 2011 happened, and so that never reached its full potential. It builds on the work we did in Lumberjack, and we were the first to bring transcripts into Final Cut Pro 10, and that was in 2015. In 2016, we added the ability to do magic keywords. These are keywords that take your transcript and extract automatically using computer technology, artificial intelligence technology, to extract keywords and keyword ranges for you. We also obviously, are going to have speech-to-text built in. Speech-to-text has finally matured to the point where it is useful, if not perfectly accurate. Of course, we're going to enhance magic keywords, and we're going to extract concepts as well because the technology has improved. But here's the problem. We have a perfect transcript. We've got it into Final Cut Pro 10, and now we're in probably the worst possible environment for editing using those transcripts. It's just not optimized for transcript or text-based workflows, which is why we rethought the entire workflow. It's not just about automated transcripts. There are several companies doing that and doing it very well. It is about an entire text-based workflow that enables you to work with text and work much more efficiently and much more effectively. In the transcript side, I mean, obviously, artificial intelligence-based transcripts are going to be fast. We do them in English at the moment. American English, UK English, or Australian English. If you don't speak English, I'm sorry, you're out of luck. Just for the moment, we are looking at alternatives to provide as much language coverage as we can. It just depends on what services are available. One differentiator that we do is you do not pay for minutes in advance. If you've got 18 minutes of material to be transcribed, you'll pay for 18 minutes. If it's 18 minutes and 20 seconds, you'll pay for 18 minutes and 20 seconds. Because Lumberjack is a system, a subscription-based system, we already have a credit card on file, and we just use that credit card. This makes it much easier to apportion the cost to a particular job rather than having to buy minutes and have some sort of rounding or apportion them internally. You can use existing transcripts. Because this is a video editing tool, it's not just a transcription tool. That's a feature of our application. It's not the application. This also means that if you have transcripts in languages that we don't support, we can use those in the video editing application. If you have a situation where you can't send audio out of the facility, then you can do the transcripts internally and still use all of the tools, metadata management, keyword management, and story building tools that are in Lumberjack's Builder. But magic keywords now include concepts, which provide a very big head start on organization, and the magic keywords are supported in more languages than the transcript at this point in time. But enough of that. Let's look at a demonstration. So this is the builder interface. There are currently two interfaces, and I need to point out at this point that this is a very early build. It's an alpha build. It's not yet feature complete. It's a preview of where we're going. We expect it to have available by the Creative Summit, but this is a very early preview that we're showing about a very exciting tool. Down the left here, we have our list of clips, and in this case, I'm working with multicam clips with separate audio. And so we are picking the audio and one of the camera angles here and processing the audio. Obviously, playback, because it's a video application, you want to be able to play back. Very, very vague. They're more hazy reminiscences of going across the road. And JKL are fully supported. So you've got full control over that. Now, clearly, these are somebody speaking. I don't know who this handsome devil is, but this is part of my family history project. And if you do a video family history project and you talk to your family, be prepared to learn things that you never knew about your family. Trust me on that. I was doing a different project when I learned my mother was actually born out of wedlock. I had not known that for the first 35 years of my life. So I want to select everything here, and I want to add a name. And I want to add a paper color. Traditionally, when you worked with transcripts, you actually printed transcripts on paper and cut it up and moved it, you would print each speaker onto a different colored paper. And I think that's still a very valuable approach. So we built in these very tasteful paper colors. For those who know paper colors, there is no goldenrod, which is a very deep golden color paper. These first three paragraphs, clearly not very useful. They're part of the setup, part of what was going ahead. So I'm just going to select them and then reject them. I could use the delete key because it's the same keyboard shortcut as Final Cut Pro 10. So, talk to me about your earliest memories.
About your earliest memories.
My earliest memories are very, very vague, though. So we have a little bit of introduction where the question was done, so I'm going to split that off. And all I do to split it off is hit the return on the keyboard, and that makes me 2 keyword ranges. Every paragraph is a keyword range. So I'm just going to go down in here. I'm going to delete that one. Just use the delete key to reject it. And here I want to add a new keyword. So I'm just going to go Command K to go to my keywords editor. Exactly the same keyboard as equivalent as Final Cut Pro 10. Earliest. And because it's being used somewhere else within this project, it auto-completes. So it doesn't matter where else it's being used, it automatically completes the keyword, just like in Final Cut Pro 10. I can see here that this continues on to the next paragraph. We've got favorite memory starts here. So I want to join the 2 paragraphs together. I can select both and hit join paragraphs, or somewhat easier, I can select the paragraph and use the right square bracket to join it with the next paragraph, or the left square bracket to join it with the paragraph before. So the right square bracket joins the 2 paragraphs together, and then I'm able to make another edit, change the keyword range adjustment there, and again, just reject the part that I don't want. I think you can see that this is a powerful and quick way to add keywords to paragraphs, to keyword ranges. One of the nice things about, even if you didn't have the magic keyword suggestions, all of these are magic keyword suggestions in this box here. Even if we didn't have that, I think it's a lot easier to look at glance at a paragraph of text and read, I didn't really have a single favorite family memories, and know immediately that that's going to be my keyword, as opposed to playing through that, probably 10 or 15 seconds of dialogue to find out what the keyword might be, and then set a keyword range. So it's a very, very quick way of adding keywords, regardless of where they come from, and faster than playing it. But there are a lot of keywords, and it would be nice to have some better control than we have here, or we have in Final Cut Pro 10. So we created this Manage Keywords interface. So now we have a list of all of our keywords wherever they're used and wherever they come from. Because I entered this keyword myself, it's given 100% reliability. It's guaranteed to be a useful keyword because I entered it. The rest have variable values depending on whether or not they are the magic keywords have some variable values. And so I have full control over correction in here. I can go and I prefer my keywords with capitals, but that's just because I'm me. But we also got a lot of duplication. We have Tupperware here, we have Tupperware down here, we have Tupperware head office, and Tupperware because they named it twice. It's so good. There's a lot of Tupperware in our family because my parents were distributors and we did very well out of Tupperware, so I'm very thankful to that. So I can just update the one without a capital to the one with a capital and join together the two. So I've merged two keywords into one, and the keyword ranges have updated. Likewise, I can update all of these others and bring them under the one heading. If I find a keyword that I don't think is going to be very useful, so I'm just going to take that one out, just delete that. Pretty hard time, probably at 46 seconds max total duration in the whole project, in some 4 hours of interviews. Probably not going to be an important keyword, so I'm just going to get rid of it. It takes it out everywhere it is. It leaves the rest of the keywords intact, but we're managing the keywords without adjusting the underlying keyword ranges unless we delete them. Because Lumberjack is a system, and in the real-time logging component, people set up such keywords that are logically designed for the project. We can open up any of our Lumberjack projects and bring the keywords in that have been used in that project elsewhere, or even just typed in as a consistent list. Oh, that's not Felipe Hodgetts after all, apparently. So we just update that to the correct name. And earliest memory is one of the things that we were talking about in the real-time logging. And so I've updated that. Family holidays, as a child. So just update that. And because I've now set a keyword on there, it's gone to 100% reliability. That's the keyword management and metadata. At this point, you could send that to Final Cut Pro 10. You would have keyword ranges with the transcript in that keyword range. But even if you do send it to Final Cut Pro 10, unfortunately, that's not going to do very much good, as I said earlier, because Final Cut Pro 10 is not optimized for text-based editing, which is why tomorrow I'm going to talk about story building in Builder, which is as complicated as drag and drop and drag around. But that's for tomorrow. For today, I've shown you that we can bring an XML in from Final Cut Pro 10. You'll be able to send it off for transcription if you choose, paying for it only as you need it. Getting automatic magic keywords, even if you bring your transcripts from somewhere else. I've shown you how easy it is to organize keywords, how easy it is to create keyword range paragraphs, and to assign keywords to those. And I showed how we can globally manage keywords in Lumberjack Builder. Lumberjack Builder is expected to be ready around the time of the Creative Summit, Final Cut Pro 10 Creative Summit at the end of October. It will be part of Lumberjack system and included in your $9.99 a month subscription. The only addition is if you choose to use our automatic transcription service, you'll pay about 20 cents a minute for transcription, straight to the credit card. And that's it.